What's up guys, Kawil here and I'm back with another tutorial. And today I'm going to show you how you can make some quick and easy pottery items, so that you don't have to model it again and again. And uh, it's going to be fairly easy. So let's just without talking anymore, I'll just get into it. You're going to take some Bezier curve, and I don't need this big, so let's just keep it fairly about that size. Going to edit mode, and I know that many of you guys might know this technique, but this tutorial is for those who don't know this really easy technique of creating vases and quick pottery items, or anything that is cylindrical. So let's just I'm trying to let's just what is it, 100 180, yes, GYX. So what I have done here right now is I have taken a Bezier square, and I have just placed it right about here. I do have origin point right here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this origin point and bring it to here. There are different ways you can do it, but what I like to do is I have a shortcut with origin to 3D cursor, or you can do it as right click, set origin to 3D cursor, automatically goes right there. And now what we can do is we can just go into our modifiers, and we can add a screw modifier, which is right here. So as you can see, it's already doing a pretty good job. You can definitely play around with these settings, like screwing and all those things. Steps, viewport, yeah, you can definitely. I'm going to do this about 50 so that I can I do get like fairly right proper chords. Otherwise, as you can see, it's not properly distributed. So I'm just going to do it something like that, and then again we can add a 1 or 2 levels of subdivision depending on how do you want it. So once this is done, you can go into edit mode, you can select everything, and you can delete it in edit mode. Please remember this, you do not have to do this in, see, everything is deleted, but I do have a basic curve here, so you have to do all the deleting in edit mode. So please do remember guys. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in edit mode, and as you can see, there is a tool called freehand drawing, right? I'm just going to click this, and as you can see, it gives me a pen like annotate tool. So I can just draw something, and it will automatically create a shape. Now keep in mind guys, for the bottom part, I feel you know you should what I feel you should do is like do it normally, like this, and then you can just adjust the bottom part, because I've seen like it doesn't give like proper results and something like that. And you can definitely play with these values, something like this, you can do something like that, whatever you have in mind. So this is a very easy tactic, and afterwards you have applied all of this. Another way to fill this is like selection to cursor, and everything goes right in inside there. You can definitely just adjust some of these parameters, and you can create a pottery however you want. And that was about it. Now let's just create a something code which we can call pottery. So I'm just going to do something like this, which is not even close to pottery, but I guess this you know yeah, I guess this should work if I delete this and this. So you have to keep in mind that you have like even geometry and all the stuff. X selection to cursor, and I can bring the whole thing up actually in edit mode. You have to remember that, something like that. So as you can see, it does not look like a border, but I'm not going to get worried about it. Other thing now comes, so this is your modeling part, right? So I'm going to teach you one more technique, and this is how you can create, quick, uh, those pottery mm, I don't know what it's called, when it's when they are making, like uh, oops, oh my god, let me just fix this. Oops. Oh, so it won't work like this. So let's just I'm sure you guys have followed this part, right? So I'm just going to, cannot apply the modifier. Why is that? Oh, okay. So we do need to, convert a curve to the object. So you can do it by, uh, you can do it by going to object mode and then converting the curve to mesh. So you have to click on mesh, so that you're converting your curve to mesh. Or what you can do is just hit F3 and type in convert. So you can see that you can convert to mesh. As you can see, it is done. As all the modifiers are applied, now you can just recalculate the normals as it's done. And after that, what we are going to do is I'm just going to add a bit of thickness here, you know something like that. A little bit of bevel might do something. um, okay, rather than that, what I can do, instead of adding bevel, I'm just going to, okay, so it seems like this is the problem. Apply the shade smooth. Just going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this. I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select this. And you don't have to do exactly like this, because I'm just showing it to tell you guys how you can create the materials for this. And I can also, no, I cannot do that. Okay, so let's go into shader editor, and I'm just going to add a environment texture to our scene. I guess I have downloaded it here right now. Okay, so once we have a scene right here, we can just turn off the wireframe. And what I want to do is okay, so light is falling right there, so let's just keep this. And shade smooth, I'm going to keep it like this, and I'm going to hit new, and I'm just going to keep this a bit for a side. And I'm going to introduce a noise texture node, control T, while you have to select your node which you want to add noise texture node, the texture coordinate node, and control T on that, and you have something like this here. So right now you can see like we have a good texture here. We can scale it about right there, should be look does look fine. Roughness, we can, let's see, let's just play around with this. We do not need this very smooth, something like, and you can try different things, guys. So let's just, this is just my thing. So as you can see, we have this like a something smudgy effect going on, and you can see we have like a scale factor here, so like 1, 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do is what we need, what we are actually looking for is like when you see uh, when you make those clay pots, they have like you know sort of like straight lines or rings, something like this. It is because of the hand, you know the because it's like revolving all around and then you shape it with your hands. I don't know how I can explain that, but we are kind of looking for that. And I would have use a wave texture, so that will give me this type of rings. And we could have use it, but as you can see, even if we have like distortion and everything else, they are like separate individual textures, and it is too uniform however you try to do it. So what I have come with is, and we can do is, we can take this scale options. I'm just going to set everything to 0, and as you can see, we have like our z-axis, x-axis, and y-axis. Let me show you. So this becomes our z-axis, x-axis, and then this comes our y-axis, right? So we do need our stretchings like this, or you can say like rings like this. So what we can do, we can tell our noise texture to scale it on z-axis, and that will give us something like this. So as you can see, it is pretty light at the moment. So yeah, so as you can see, it is pretty light. It has a lot of space, and for some of you this might work really well. I would like to go a bit higher than that, actually, something like this. And what we can do is, we can as you can see, this is not very different from the wave texture. It is pretty uniform. So what we can see do is, we can click on x-axis, on x, and just slide your mouse below the on the y without leaving the button, and we can hit shift and we can slightly increase, so we can have some of the you know disturbance in the, not too much though, because then it will go like wild, but we should have like some ununiformity, if you, I think, if that's a word. So yeah, we do need that. So what we need next is, we are going to add a math node, which is like you know and I'm just going to hit subtract, and then we are going to adjust this something like this, and not too much though, we do not need too much of black lines though. And then I'm just going to get a height map, just like that. Sorry, we need height, sorry, we need a bump map, because we have like black and white data from our noise texture. Since we do not have our own normal maps, so this is how you do it. And as we can see, let's just say it's smooth, and as you can see, it's like it's too much, right? It's this is just bring it to normal. Yeah, let it have time to, yeah. So as you can see, it's like really too much. So what we can do, we can again decrease the strength of it, something like this, and we have to just make it like so it barely have that. Okay, I'm just going to increase it by 10. Yeah, and after that, what we are going to do is, even we can just decrease this something like, yeah, I think I can just go a bit high. I need a half of this, so you can just say divide it by 2, and yeah, that is done. So now, as we can see, we have something like this, and what I can do is, I'm just going to add another subdivision, so it does look good. And what we can do is, we can just take this option and stick it into our roughness, and we're going to use a color ramp because we do need to adjust this. Just going to bring it like something like, a very contrasty look. And if this is not going to work out, I'm just going to set it to normal. So okay, yeah, I don't think so I'm going to use this anymore. uh, yeah, let's come into this. The background is kind of deceiving, so like just hit transparent. Okay, yeah. So after this is done, what I'm going to do is I do have like a clay, this thing copied, the color code of the clay, which is like I'm not actually sure about. So as you can see, we are already right there. So after that, what we are going to do is like, we kind of need it to be like shiny somewhat, because it's like, after all, like, it has water contents in it, so that does make it reflective. So I'm just going to try in like, different amounts, like 0.25 is actually kind of like working good to me. And also, maybe a little bit of clear coat, because then again, and I'm just going to roughly, set the, and as you can see, we are already right there actually. What we can do is, we can actually just leave it like this, because it's already looking, like a clay. I think, a darker material should have, worked really good. And if we have like specular to 100, as you can see, specular means like, I guess, it means how much of light the object is, you know taking or reflecting back. uh, so we do need to, have this like full, because it's like, it almost gives like 100% diffuse light. So, you keep in mind, this is something, while you're working on it, and this is something like a finished product should look like, without the clear coat actually. So I guess just going to, not too much. So you can also, if you want to, have some variations in it, you can just scale it down and see what works for you or not. And this was like a quick rundown on how you can create and make something clay in your, I'm just going to add a ICO UV sphere. Just for the reference. So yeah, you can model all kind of stuff, and you can create a fast things. You can just duplicate your basic curves and, create fast. Just remember guys, you have to keep your origin point in between. This is going to be the worst pottery item ever created. Okay, anyways, that was it. If you have any questions regarding this, you can just ask in the comments below, and I'll try to, now that is, denoised, it is looking actually better. You can play around with the noise, you can play around with the, the roughness of it, and you can definitely play around with the color. It actually doesn't look like a finished product to me, I mean, in terms of, the actually pottery modeling, but then it's looking pretty nice. So I guess, this should work. Anyways, thank you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.